told my friends to make them. Wow, there are none over here. Does Bruges have any for me? Always count on Bruges. How about you, Cologne? Oh, baby. I like Cologne. They always produce what I tell them to. But I don't need this many anyway. Let's just zoom you back. Ditch the excess, which is quite a lot. And what did I need? 12? Well, I was probably wrong, so let's round it up to 14. And let's say you are now Warsaw to Rostock, honey. Ditch all that honey. Why mead? Oh yeah, because I was doing strange things here. Goodbye mead. Get to it. And that means I have a surplus to requirement. Thorn to Danzig honey guy. Maybe you should help out with the mead guy. He seems to be a little slow. Thorn to Danzig honey. Thorn to Danzig mead. I mean, surely that's enough. And then you're just some Toto with nothing to do. And your captain is pretty good as well. Alright, that's fine. Alright, I'll still spacebar away to Dosh. It's not the Dosh that I'm really concerned about though, it's getting those ships. And, you know, getting many more millions of goods stuck here in Rostock. You can take that. You can take that. Okay, so he wants my honey. Do I overproduce honey? Ever so slightly. So, yeah, sure, take my honey for a little bit. It's just a good way to get rid of this excess. I think you only get one such I want all your goods thing. Okay, Toto still had stuff going on. Why? Aluminum PQRS Toto? Yeah, don't do things, please. Maybe I should go and collect any extra caravels that are left knocking about. Hopefully more have been made, like 75 more, judging by the number that I saw there. And I can just take my caravels, what few of them I have here, and go collecting. Now Oslo's lacking hemp. Did I up the distribution of hemp in the center? Because these guys seem like they really need it. I think I kind of skipped by hemp previously. 5,000 and 4,000. There's no way that's going to be enough to deal with the center. Yeah, because they need a whole lot more than that. Old Lizzie, there's a whole bunch of cogs for you back here. Probably. Hopefully. I mean, there is the Totos, but give you 9,000 and tell you to get back to work. And then there's Olwins, who... he's a rarity around here. He's Hanseatic cogs, but I don't think that'll be enough. Unless I give him... Wait, what? Why can't I mix him with these? Oh, because he's doing some strange stuff. Because he was in the wrong place, that's why. Could give him the rest of my Hanseatic cogs, but I'd rather he just did more. Not sure if this will be enough. Probably won't be enough. But it'll be a start, right? Actually, that might be enough. Was it 7,000, 9,000? Might even be overkill, who knows. Point is, I'm trying to pick up some caravels here. Well, really I want every ship. It's just a shame that these not caravels will slow me down. It's also a shame that there don't appear to be that many caravels for me, but I need these guys to up my distribution. So with me they come. Nitro, I do not recall saying that. Said I felt like some Death Road to Canada today. You're just making stuff up. Probably jealous as how well somebody else managed to do a difficult mod game. Alright, so goodbye honey. At least we got rid of that clogging up our warehouses. I think that took care of about 10% of what was wrong there. But the honey will flow in quite quickly to replace what was lost. Confident in that. Right, I'm glad these ships are here for me to absorb into the greater collective. Danzig to Rostock, metal. How? My only thought is that Danzig is still on the metal east stuff. Metal east rosé. No, he's not. There's only one of them. How is that possible? Danzig to Rostock metal failed. Now granted, I don't have a lot of smelters, but with that much being churned out per day, I just can't understand how these fail every now and then. Nothing around here consumes metal. Not even the shipyards there. Oh well. I'm just picking up caravels. A truly envious amount of caravels. Now if I didn't get the distribution of wood, hemp, tools, cloth and pitch going as well as I do, there is no chance in hell that I would have anywhere near as many ships with which to do this. It was so important to get those goods going. After food and ship producing goods, everything else is secondary. Also, we are once again a billionaire, is what I'll say when we have just another 10 million ducats or so. Okay, with this we'll be very close to having enough ships to have everything properly distributed. I am getting very excited at the prospect. Of course I will still want more ships. And these guys will need repaired. But it doesn't take him long because he's very experienced in repairs, is this captain. Okay, I can continue on where I was with the distribution of my goods. And the grain number's actually getting a little dangerously low. I am distributing all my grain, right? Scarborough has grain that doesn't seem to... No, I keep that for beer, right? Yeah, I keep that for beer. Helsinki has a lot of grain. Helsinki does produce a bit of grain. don't think I have a Helsinki guy that brings any of that grain back. Helsinki to Rostock, metal, cheese, but not grain. Might need to bring back just a little extra. A single caravel can probably do it. And I have a Toto, right? There you are. I mean, I can offload this to the wild card. Give him a single caravel. And tell him that his job is very simple. He just offloads any excess grain from Helsinki. Helsinki to Rostock, grain. And there's not a lot of names coming in here. So, I don't know what a Darm wind is, but it's what you are now. Done. I mean, is there anywhere else that's grainy? I should be a little concerned about Cologne not having enough of things, but I think they have it under control. And then the Thrill Ho, probably still not moving enough honey, so take some more cogs. Done. What a nice word, don't you think, Jake? Are we done yet? No, we're close. We've been close for a long time, though. Innocent Civilian is wishing me a happy holidays. If by that you mean vacation, then thank you. Alright. Distribution's the only thing we've really gotta fix right now, and then we're good. That wool is a bit of a concern, isn't it? Oh well. We looked at wool, we looked at metal, we looked at honey. Didn't look quite at the salt, and it looks like some people are lacking it, like Hamburg. I don't think Hamburg need it for anything they produce, but if they want it, then I should be giving it to them. So I guess the salt guys that go over here are just not equipped enough. And they need to be mega equipped. So, salt. And we have a few of them. 10,000, 8,000, and practically nothing. 10,000, 8,000, and okay, what's that huge number I had for, well, I've written down here, West is pretty much 1.8 million. So, okay, 18000000. Tells me the amount of salt that they need is, it's not actually that much, so I can only assume that the guys that need salt for their goods aren't getting enough. Alright then, Dai Ken Kai, you're the smallest and most pathetic of them all. You're going back. And you're getting a whole bunch of ships. But then there are the caravels, which no, that's just a caravel. There are the caravels, which should absorb more caravels and drop off any cogs. I know you got other cogs. Okay, salty guy. You should be made of more caravels. These guys need a ridiculous amount of salt, so I'm just going to give them exactly that, a ridiculous amount of salt. It's important to flow with tons of salt, since it's very important for making food, and food is very important. Speaking of which, I need to distribute all these fish. It's a wonderful problem to finally have enough fish that I am struggling with distributing it all. Sadly, fish is further down the pile here. I need to look at tools. I think I bring tools around quite a lot, but I think wrong, because these guys are saying, where are all my tools? Which is humiliating, frankly. How many tools do these guys really need? Well, this guy in Ripon needs a ton of them. Ripon to Rostock pelts. Maybe I should just have this guy run properly. Ripon to Rostock Pelts. And I think he's stopped, hasn't he? No, he's still working. Chavin awa, as we say. How long's that journey? 7 days. Let's assume it's 8. 8 times 710. You need a capacity of 5,680. Let's say 6,000. And we'll give you half and half of these. Ripon will have everything they need after this. Yeah, I'm gonna strip him away for the wild card Thagnus. He gets too easy a time. When you're in Ripon, you're gonna drop off all of the hemp and all the tools. You won't stock any of them, of course. When you're in Rostock, hemp and tools, 4,000 of each. Wait, 4,000? 3,000 of each. There we go. Now Ripon will get all the tools that they need without hurting everybody else when it comes to those delicious tools. Hopefully that'll be enough that these guys get what they need. Nonetheless, where's our tool distribution network? Tools to the west, 1 and 2. 8,000 and 4,000. That's not going to be enough. Got any caravels for me? I guess not. The other one was 10,000, right? I want this guy to be, say, 6,000, maybe a touch more. Yeah, 8,000's good. We'll get you over to Rostock. We will nick all those tools and get back to work. Good. And I did the salt for everywhere, right? I guess not, because Danzig and Kongsberg are both short on salt, which is bad news. Also, why is Riga not... Oh yeah, Riga had lots of salt anyway. Salt to the east is not being dealt with. Salt east, 1 bathtub. He's tiny! He's adorably tiny. How in the world do any of these guys have any salt whatsoever? What is the east anyway? What are we talking about? 7, 15, 7 times 1.5 times 60. So let's say E is 630,000. I'm making a little note so that I don't have to keep checking how much I need to distribute to each of these places. So, how much salt do these guys need? Not a lot more than that, but I'm not overly convinced because I typed in the number the wrong way around. Yeah, they need quite a bit more than this. 4,000 should be enough. I'd honestly like it to be more than that. Talk to me, cogs. I'll make it 5,000 just to be safe. Those guys can get the salt that they need finally. Good. And salt in the center was fine, I guess. Looks acceptable to me. Who's next? Tools we looked at. Mead. The mead probably barely flows. If we look at Edinburgh, for example, they go, no mead here, boss. Boston, they're even worse off. Okay, well, we can work on this. start with the center though. I mean, we only have 1,500 going, which is minuscule. What do we need? The center is like 8 cities times 1.5. So make a note for myself there. Center is 720k. 720. Alright, we need you to be about 8,000 capacity. So get you back to Nestved. Go to my caravels and say I need 4 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ditch the cogs. Grab the mead. And sorting out my distribution like this is going to make me so much more money. Because finally everybody will be able to sell all these goods at those ridiculously high prices. So we also have the East one, and you are also tiny, you're only 2,000. Whereas for the East we need quite a bit more. Yeah, another roughly 8,000 capacity. Was that Danzig to Rostock mead stopped? That makes some level of sense, maybe. Hold on, wasn't Thorn getting all that honey for their mead production? I'm gonna feel like I've made a terrible mistake here, haven't I? Yeah, Thorn makes me a ton of mead, and now they have no honey coming in. It's never easy, is it? Alright, I'm gonna have to rectify that as well then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ditch those cogs. Get your silly mead. And get back to work. So now Thorn is short on honey and can't make mead. Okay, I can deal with this. Where is the honey guy? Warsaw to Rostock honey. I got a proposition for you. You're going to stop in by Thorn on the way, and you're going to give Thorn all the honey they need. That should keep them happy for a while, as long as Thorn hold on to tons of honey. Oh yes, yes they do. Great, that should solve our problems there permanently. Should, probably won't, but it should. Right, so I kind of got the mead flowing except out in the west. Mead west needs to be dealt with pretty bad. And as we said before, the west is like 1.8 million people to think about. And when it comes to mead, that's a total capacity of 20,000. Mead west 1 and 2. We have 2,000 and 2,000, so you don't need to tell me that these guys need pumped up massively. $10,000 apiece should do. And that is 5 caravels. The other guy went back to work, didn't he? Of course he did. Now you can get back to work. And the other guy is off as well. No, I want you to get your mead, please. Alright, now they're working it. Good. Alright, we're working our way down through this pretty swiftly. Next up is cloth. Cloth probably gets distributed very well because I told them to do that earlier. And I don't even have enough to distribute more of, so I'm just assuming that it works fine. I mean, hey, they got cloth in, well, Danzig is a poor example, but they have it all around the east. Hell, they got it in London and almost in Bruges, but not quite. It's probably more of a supply problem there, though. That's what I'll choose to believe. After cloth comes beer. We have so much beer and it's not getting distributed. Why? I mean, the West doesn't even need that much beer because a load of places there actually produce it. And yet, it doesn't make it to Ripon. Why? Well, let's investigate. Beer. We only have one doing the West, called Australia. By the time it hits Ripon, it's torn to shreds. They don't need that much beer over there, but clearly they need more than this guy is bringing. Also, I should probably just have a second beer guy. So, do we have you saved under Beer West? Because we're about to. We're just going to set up another Beer West that goes the other way around. And we can use our Toto, wherever it is. Didn't I have a spare Toto? There you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dump the other cog. And we can load Beer West. But we're going to invert it. So it starts at Rostock, right? Move everything to above Stavanger. So Stavanger, instead of being the first place to get the choice of beer, becomes the last. Because Ripon was getting moldy old 20-day-old beer. That's not good for anyone. And you are the beer from Rostock West 2. Which means I need a name for you, and once again, don't have many good names here. Well, none are really coming in. But I'm sure people just want this to be over. I need a beer name, though. A beer name that we haven't used before. We've got Australia, Rodeldorn, Borg. What is all this nonsense? I don't really drink beer, so it's a tough one. Otherwise, I'll have to go with Duff. I wonder if Old Stinky can fit in there. Nice. Alright, Old Stinky gets to work, and that should solve the beer out there's problem. How's beer in the center, though? It seems to flow abundantly. And over in the east, if Stockholm and Danzig both get beer, then there's no problem to be had there. Seems odd that it flows so well, even though we have a surplus of it. That doesn't seem right at all. But I'll take it. Hansa is an excellent beer from Bergen. Well, the more you know. Fish. We have so much fish, we can finally distribute it properly. Fish has been a problem for the entire Hansa forever. A very difficult one, I find, to move out properly. And the demand for fish is extremely high. It's not brick and grain high, but it's still very high. So I just need to find all my fish distributions and bump them up massively. If I know my alphabet. F is before G, Jake. Fish, center 1, for example. There's only 2,000 of it. Let's start with the West, because I've already got my numbers up for it. The West apparently needs somewhere in the region of a butt-ton of these. Open TTD starts us off. Groningen, I believe, makes me fish, so I can take them off of this, right? Groningen do indeed make fish, and shall indeed be... well, probably should be taken off. I want to check the Groningen fish guy first. So it'd be the Groningen to Rostock fish. He's not active for some reason, which is a problem for starters. Oh, I mean... why is he not active? Okay, well, I don't like the fact that he doesn't bring any salt or hemp back. But I think he gets supplied with salt and hemp by the other guys, so it's very strange to me that he has no fish to bring. And I'm pretty sure he does get preferential hemp treatment. Probably does. Whatever, just keep it going. The point is that fishery guy that I was looking at, the fish west, shouldn't stop by Groningen. So we're going to take Groningen and just strip it off. Bruges might make fish right now. They make a lot of fish, so Bruges are also off to the table. Farewell. None of these other guys even can make fish,